Innovating Education Learning World in association with WISE, an initiative of Qatar Foundation.
STEM subjects, science, technology, engineering and maths are seen as vital in today's highly skilled job market. However, women are still vastly underrepresented and rural communities are often left behind. Let's have a look at some projects that are trying to close the gap. In India, where many regions have only basic school facilities, a hands-on scientific education may seem unlikely, but one project is rolling out an original idea to beat boredom and low retention in rural areas. A laboratory on wheels.
This is a magic box, and this is an unusual school teacher. Patolu travels up to 30 kilometres per day, visiting village schools with his little science laboratory on his motorbike. He's part of an innovative project to make learning fun and hands-on for children in rural schools across India.
Today we are going to the Bisanatham school. We've taken the classes for 6th and 7th class students. Today we will explain about light topic.
The Agastya Foundation runs a fleet of 100 motorbikes, bringing mobile science labs to schools where none exist.
When we take the boxes into the schools, the children are very excited to see us. They love the new activities and experiments.
The idea has come from us when we started innovating on how do we reach more people for less cost, how do you reach more remote people, how do we reach them in a modular, simpler fashion.
As Patolu arrives, the children at this government school are hard at work. Apart from its 4 classrooms and an office, the school has few facilities.
The first things that we give to an infant are toys. Why do we do that? Because the touch and feel is the way it learns. Now, this just doesn't exist in rural India. To bring all this to rural India, something like a lab on a bike is very, very useful.
The children's excitement is evidence of the scheme's success. Through boxes containing over 100 experiments, concepts like reflection, optics and molecular biology come to life. The lessons are aimed at kids aged 10 and older. During these visits, the school mantra changes from chalk and talk to touch and feel.
Our teacher teaches us through words, but here we learn through words and with experiments. We need both.
It would be great if he comes every day. It would be very exciting. Children remember what was taught and absorb it. It's satisfying for me too when the children answer questions later in class.
The lab in a box was developed by the Agastya Foundation's Kupam campus. Its team of passionate educationalists aim to create engaging science and maths models adapted to the budgets and logistics of rural schools.
If you set up a science center in a school, it's only for that children right then and there, and it costs quite a lot to set up, it costs quite a lot to run it. In a shared services model, where both the infrastructure and the soft infrastructure, which is teachers, are shared amongst several schools, automatically the costs come down because you divide it by a factor of 10 or 20 or 30, depending on the number of schools that you serve. In a lab on a bike, so it's even better because the vehicle is now less than 1/10 the mobile lab.
Children tell me they've learned something and find the experiments very interesting. They want to know when I'll be back and what experiments will be next.
Children are never a challenge in general. Once you give them the opportunity to learn, they will just absorb it. We are not even skimming the top. There's so much more to reach. There's so much more to do. There is so much more you can do in content, different things in the lab, different ways of reaching children, different pedagogy. It's just endless. The possibilities are phenomenal.
In many countries, there is stigma around women studying sciences. According to the OECD, only around a third of engineering graduates are female. In South Africa, one project is aiming to change mindsets and inspire more girls to become tomorrow's leading scientists.
It's girls only at this weekend science workshop for high school students in Durban. Through a combination of practical activities, personal development, confidence building and mentoring, the organisation Girl Eng works to transform engineering and give rise to a new generation of inspired young women. In South Africa, only 1 in 10 engineers is a woman.
You start with your Girl Eng, and we travel through with you through your engineering journey to becoming a graduate engineer, working engineer, and we're there throughout.
Girl Eng attracts high potential maths and science students. The workshops enable girls to get information and coaching, exposing them to practical exercises and connecting them with mentors for academic, emotional and professional support. Nurturing, encouraging and building confidence are key elements.
It's just that I want to know more about engineering, and I want to encourage other girls and to set an example on them to find it fascinating to come and do engineering, because stereotype is one of our major problems. We girls think that it's boys' work to go and do handiwork and everything. So as a girl, I would like to set an example to young ladies and everyone out there.
Mentoring is a pivotal component of the Girl Eng experience. The staff are committed role models. During the workshop, students do speed mentoring, where they speak to a variety of engineers at all levels. Gradually, the students develop one-to-one mentoring relationships. It's an enriching experience for both sides.
I've never had a mentor before, and if I'm a mentor for someone, I think I'm changing someone's life and I'm giving that person support.
As South Africa works on improving its infrastructure and technological development, strengthening and diversifying the engineering sector is critical.
In this room full of high school learners, we want to see our future presidents, future engineers who are going to make drinking water out of seawater. You know, we have so much belief in them and the potential that they can tap into. And we're really here to hold their hand, guide them through this journey and see them make a success of their lives. And by and large, impact their communities and make a difference in society, because that's what engineers do.
Girl Eng is creating a group of innovative thinkers and young women who are encouraged to think about how best they can contribute to their country's development.
Female engineers in South Africa, I think they're going far. I think we will change the world and we will be seen as people with potential.
Do you think STEM subjects should be at the forefront of education? Do you think other subjects will suffer? Share your thoughts on our social media pages. Goodbye from me and the team.
Learning World in association with WISE, an initiative of Qatar Foundation.